Hello, and welcome to First Unitarian Church of Providence, where we love beyond belief. I'm Neil Bartholomew, the chair of the Worship Committee, which hosts a series of services during the summer when our senior minister is away. These services are led by lay members and friends of the congregation, and music is also provided by members and friends of the congregation. In this summer of 2020, as it is not yet safe for us to come together in the meeting house, we are providing the services as a series of online videos. We hope that you will enjoy the variety of wisdom and talent that our congregation has to offer. And now, please join in our unison reading as we light our chalice. This light burns also in our hearts, and it lights our path towards harmony, justice, and hope for all.
Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Summer Service for Sunday, July 26, 2020. My name is Kimberly Gray, and I will be your worship associate for this morning's service. I'm pleased to announce our speaker, Casey Duckett. Casey describes himself as a history buff who loves to talk to people, and he's made a career of doing just that as a living history educator, recently working at Mystic Seaport Museum in Connecticut and aboard the Viking ship Polaris in Massachusetts. His passion for immersive education and hands-on history has allowed him to bring memorable programming to thousands of people over the past 20 years. Casey has been a member of First Unitarian Church for the past 10 years, and he currently resides in Exeter, Rhode Island, with his wife and son. Today, Casey shares a message about the generous and hospitable culture of the Viking Age Scandinavians and how these values apply to our modern lives. Casey emphasizes the need to stay in relationship, to care for one another, to stand up for justice and equality, especially in times of extreme hardship. As our world is in a state of rapid change and uncertainty, it's difficult not to divide and retreat. This old world culture offers perspective and experience on living through difficult times and staying true to the collective spirit. Today's music includes two interpretive instrumental pieces performed and composed by Daniel Gray and myself in collaboration with Casey for his sermon to reflect old world and modern perspectives in song. We are grateful for the time with you this morning, and we hope you enjoy the service.
Hello, I'm First Unitarian member and living history educator Casey Duckett. Today I want to talk with you about what we can learn from Viking Age Scandinavians. Now when you hear the word Viking, chances are that you immediately get a mental picture. And this picture is going to depend a little bit on when you were born, but chances are it involves a bearded man who is ready to enact horrifying acts of brutality. Now the reason that this image is so universal is because in the case of Vikings, history is written by their victims. Now I'm not here to convince you that Viking Age raiders are really misunderstood. Life 1200 years ago was violent, and those who went Viking or raiding, they were brutally effective in their chosen pastime. However, then, like now, the majority of the population were just trying to get by. Most Viking Age Scandinavians were farmers. Some were traders, others were craftspeople. But an overlooked aspect of their lives is how important the values of generosity, hospitality, and honor were in their culture. In Havamal, the sayings of the High One, Odin says to us through a priestess, "Hail, a guest has come. They have need who seek warmth and care. Those who now come, numbed with cold, need fire. Those who come wet from the sea and storm need food and clothing. Those who need water, refreshment, drying, and ask for friendship will have it. Those who give it will win fame and welcome. The next 70 or so lines that are following are Odin's advice to how to behave as a guest, and the expectation for all is to be a generous host to those in need. In fact, later in Havamal, Odin again tells us, "Do not mock a guest, nor spit at their entrance. Treat the poor well." Throughout the sagas and Eddas, we have many examples of hospitality and generosity to guests. In the tale of Audun from the West Fjords, we see Audun being entertained by and receiving multiple gifts from various Scandinavian kings as she goes and visits their courts. Well, hospitality and generosity are easy when you're a king, right? A great example of everyday giving comes from the story of Gylfaginning, where Thor and Loki are traveling to Jotunheim. As they're nearing the edge of Midgard, they come to a poor family's farm at sunset. They ask for a place to sleep for the night, and even though the family has very little in the way of either food or comfort, they offer what they have to their guests. In return, Thor slaughters his goats so that everybody can enjoy a nice meal together. But don't worry, he can resurrect his goats in the morning. Now, epic goat resurrection aside, I feel there's a lot that these stories can still teach us. If you see someone in need, help them as best as you can. Not just at home, but in the wider world too. Acts of kindness are their own reward. Share a meal. Have a conversation with a stranger. Listen to what they have to say, and choose your own words with care. You both might learn something. And if somebody decides to act poorly in return for your hospitality, that's a reflection on them, not you. First asked if I was willing to do a summer service, I knew I wanted to talk about Havamal, the sayings of the High One, and how they could still be relevant in today's world. George Floyd's death on May 25th, 2020, and the fight for justice after have put me very much in mind of stanza 127. Where you see evil, say that it is evil, and give not peace to your enemies. Now, as a UU, I know that enemy is a big word, and it's one we tend not to want to use. However, what is an enemy? An enemy is a person who is actively opposed to or hostile to someone or something. It is a thing that harms and weakens something else. And as I look at the acts of violence Black communities have faced and are continuing to face, I say it is evil. As I watch the barbarous force used against those speaking out peaceably to enact for change and equality for all, I say it is evil. As I watch those who condemn Black Lives Matter using any excuse they can to keep the status quo and deny equality to all, I say it is evil, and I shall give no quarter. I'm going to fight for equality, and I pray that you do too.
meditation, we reflect on this message of generosity and kindness and what it means to live our values in genuine relationship with those we hold in common, those who are strangers to us, and those with whom we are challenged by, whether in direct conflict or when we witness unjust behavior. Let us consider our vital role to care for and help one another. I'd like to offer a reading from Frederick E. Gillis. May the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who we are, separated, be in us and among us, now and always. As justice, equity, and compassion in human relations is a core tenet of Unitarian Universalist principles, our values call us to have the courage to speak up when we witness injustice, the strength to stand firm and provision a path for change, and the grace to be kind, generous, and loving despite the struggle, so that our relationships with one another and the greater community can be transformed into a welcoming, safe, and equitable world for us all.
May nothing evil cross this door, and may ill fortune never pry. About these windows may the roar and rain go by. By faith made strong, these rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This hearth, though all the world grow chill, will keep you warm. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in. We hope that you've enjoyed our service today. As a self-supporting congregation and a beloved, aspiring community, we rely on generosity and commitment to keep us vital and relevant. We invite you to practice generosity and dedication by going to www.firstunitarianprov.org and clicking where it says Give to support the mission and vision of this church. And now please join me as we extinguish our chalice. Carry the flame of peace, love, and hope until we meet again.